Hi, it's Fadra from allthingsfadra.com. And why am I dressed like this today? Well, because I have arrived. What do I mean by that? I mean that I finally got to review a luxury car. And it's not a luxury car that you would expect. It is the all-new 2017 Genesis G80. You want to take a look? Let's go. Now, if you're looking at the Genesis G80 and you're saying, gosh, this car looks familiar, it almost looks like a Hyundai. Well, you'd be right. It looks a lot like the Hyundai Genesis, which is what it once was called. This is now part of a new luxury division of Hyundai called Genesis. That's it. Genesis is the make, no longer the model. Now that we're clear that this is not a Hyundai, not really, it's a Genesis, I'm going to show you some of the things about it that I love that make it a luxury vehicle. Okay, starting in the back, I'm going to show you two things that I like about this car. I know it sounds silly, but it's this symbol, right? Why do I like it? Because people see it from a distance and they think you're driving a Bentley, but without the Bentley price tag. The other thing that I like, you'll see the badge right here, 3.8. What does that mean? I'm going to lift up the hood and show you. Yes, chicks, look under the hood, especially with a car like this. It's got a hydraulic lift on the hood. But what we're looking at is the 3.8 liter V6 engine. What that means is this car is fast. I am amazed at the acceleration. It's got an eco, normal, and sport mode. I haven't tried the sport mode yet. I'm going to do that. Do I look luxurious? There are a couple things that make a luxury car, at least for me. It's going to be the exterior styling, it's going to be the power under the hood, and then it's going to be all the amenities on the inside. And that's what we're going to look at next. First thing you're going to notice is me sitting in the driver's seat. Now, let me remind you, I'm 5'3" on a good day. And although this has power adjustable seats that allows me to go up and forward, and most people wouldn't be able to fit into the car after me, I do feel like the car overall is sized for somebody bigger. Maybe it's the width of the cabin or the angle of the navigation screen, but this car feels a little bit big for me. That doesn't mean it's not manageable. It just means that it's something that if you're a little person, you want to be aware of. First thing I want to show you is what I think is the hallmark of a luxury car, but it's the analog clock right here in the center of the dash. And I feel like any car that's a luxury car, you're going to find that in there. One of my other favorite things is the power sunscreen for the rear window of the car. And while I haven't quite figured it out yet, I find that when I park the car in certain sunny situations, it automatically pops up. I think that's pretty intelligent technology, and I like it. I just haven't figured it out yet. So I did with the Genesis what I do with every vehicle. I get in, I spend about a week in it, and then after about a week, I really kind of form my assessments. And I will say that with the Genesis, it took me quite a few days to really feel comfortable where everything in the cabin was. So it wasn't a get-in, intuitive kind of vehicle. And I also love the wood trim inside and the perforated leather, because who doesn't love that? But when I sit in this car, I really think, who is this car for? And I'm going to be honest, it feels like a grandparent's car. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be young and professional and single, or a family guy, or a woman. It just feels like it's skewed towards the older market. It's got a CD player still in it. I don't use CD players anymore. It's got a big, soft, comfortable ride. It's easy to steer, but it still has power. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not really sure who this car is right for. It just feels very much like a car that my mother would enjoy. All right, so let's wrap it up and I'll tell you the things that you really want to know. First of all, what we're looking at is Parisian gray, which is a gorgeous color. It's kind of like a blue gray with an ivory interior. Let's talk about price and gas mileage. So that engine is pretty amazing, but it comes at a cost. The cost is the gas mileage. The EPA estimated fuel rating is 18 city, 28 highway, with an average of about 22. In my week, I averaged about 18.5. I wasn't in love with the fuel economy, but I did enjoy the ride. Now, let's talk about the most important thing, which is the cost. This vehicle has an MSRP of $41,400. However, this in particular has two packages added. The premium package for $4,750, that's $4,750, and the ultimate package, which is $4,200. Both contain luxuries that honestly, for a car like this, I would want. So it's not that crazy to expect that someone would want both of those packages, putting the final price on this at $51,300. Remember, that's sticker price. And with Hyundai changing the badging from a Hyundai to a Genesis, there are a lot of deals out there. So if you're looking for a luxury sedan that's a lot cheaper than the luxury brands out there, I definitely recommend taking a look at the new Genesis. It's not your mother's Hyundai.